Good morning, sunshines. Callie Carroll here. We're about to talk about the chapters of our lives. All of them, the good, the bad, the ugly. How do we appreciate those? So as you guys jump on, say good morning, sunshine, hashtag GMS. Interacting gets you further in any personal development you do, not just like here where you're working on improving your life. If you're reading a book, share with other people about it, interact about it, right? You're going to get more out of the process. And if you're taking the time to listen or watch or read or whatever it is, you might as well get more out of it. All right. And then share anything that you're grateful for today. I'm grateful for today. I know that's like pretty broad, but I am grateful for today, and it's going to tie into what we talk about in this chat. So very repetitious today. Okay. So gonna look for your gratitudes on here. I was recognizing this morning, this was so interesting. So if you guys followed anything yesterday, I was sharing a lot about the day we got not diagnosed. Well, we got diagnosed with diabetes insipidus, right? Yesterday was like when everything was just unfolding for us. The 25th of July, 24th, we went in. 25th, we started to get some answers, and we were sent on this path for my now 2.5-year-old son, then 1.5-year-old son, and his cancer journey, along with another rare disease that he has. And it was a wild ride for me to go back and just share and like write, maybe even more so for myself, so I could like engage with those experiences, so I could come out with more gratitude on the other side. Does that make sense? So if you took the time to read those, and they were supportive in any way, thank you, right? And if not, like really, I just needed to, it's almost like journaling lifestyle, right? Okay, so this morning I wake up and I'm going back through, because now like I'm in it every single day. I'm like, okay, I know exactly what I was doing this day, right? Like I know that I woke up and we had one day before we were doing the next procedure, so that we could see where the different cancer, if there was cancer in other areas of his body too, or if it was just in his scalp. So I'm thinking about all this, but I go to like the memories in Facebook intentionally. I mean, some people could say just don't look back. I had a post about this recently, right? But I want to go back so I can introspect how far we've come and honor myself and everything that our family has done. That's why I'm doing that. And I see that exactly 3 years ago on this date, we were in a chapter. Your life is a novel, by the way. Good morning, sunshine. And it's not like every year. There are chapters that you're going to follow throughout your life. If you broke your life down into a book, if you tried to write it all out, you would have all sorts of different chapters, wouldn't you? Some good, some bad, some challenging, some maybe kind of just boring. I don't know. 3 years ago, we were in a chapter where we were pregnant with our fourth child as a 40-year-old and 42-year-olds, right? This whole surprise, of bigs versus littles, and having this like interesting composition of having our old babies and our younger babies, because we had a surprise baby at 39 and all this stuff, right? And exactly to this day, a year ago, we announced to you guys that Whit John was a baby boy. We had just done our gender reveal. And we were just so excited about the opportunity for Quincy Scott to have a baby brother. We did not know his name would be Whit John yet, right? But to have a baby brother. That was exactly to this day 3 years ago. We were in a chapter of joy, of growth, of new, right? Of challenges, of course, right? Like I was sick, I was pregnant, and I was sick all the time. Of learning how to, manage having teenagers and having little babies and then be pregnant. There's all sorts of things that we were in a chapter with, right? Oh, good morning, Mr. Miles. Good morning, Jojo. Love you. Then we fast forward to another chapter, right? Exactly 1 year ago today, so 2 years ago versus 1 year ago, we were in a chapter of our world being like turned upside down. Like I wouldn't even want to turn that page in my book. Like you open up, like I'm not turning to that next page. A year ago today is when we announced to you guys that Whit and John had 2 tumors found in his head. They didn't know that there was 3 until later on. But that was when we made that announcement 2 years ago or 1 year ago. This is mind blowing to me, right? We were in a chapter at that time of complete grief, despair, confusion, sadness, anger, misunderstanding. Just this dark chapter was just beginning for us. And here I stand before you today, wearing my Witten John tank top, getting all sorts of ready to go to Witten's 51st chemo treatment. I was like, well, how did that play out? How did like God do that? Like, bam, announcing his gender, right, to everybody, announcing his tumors, and 51st day of treatment. Not just that, you guys. 51st day of treatment, when our last scan showed that almost all of the tumors in his body are gone, right? Just the bones are healing back, and we're making sure that everything is completely gone before we're done. And that's like, it's amazing. So here we are in a new chapter, a chapter of still, you know, some hope and confusion and challenges. There are challenges in every chapter, by the way. It doesn't matter which chapter. You could be in the Disney chapter, and then the challenge is going to be that the lines are so long and you're like, babies are sweaty and you need to get a snack. Like, there are always challenges in every chapter. But we're in this chapter right now of healing, of peace, of growth, all the different things that we've learned over the last year. We get to be in a chapter right now of presence with the situation at hand still, right? So what I want to share with you guys today, so you can relate it to your life, is as you go through each chapter, you don't have to like them. You don't have to wish for them. Like, oh, I can't wait for that really shitty chapter that changes our entire lives, right? But you can, and you will benefit from appreciating every chapter, even the dark ones. Your divorce chapter, your bankruptcy chapter, your loss chapter, your grief chapter, your depression chapter, the chapter that forced you to move across the country, or change jobs that you've been in, or change your entire group of friendships. You've gone through chapters. You guys have you have persevered through major adversity in your life. And those chapters, damn, they were hard, right? And maybe you're in it right now. Maybe you are in the chapter. You are in the dark chapter. For you, I want you to know there's another one coming, and it's not going to look like this one, right? And that brings hope, knowing that you'll be able to turn the page to something new. So when we're looking at this, number one, acknowledging that we don't have to like it. You don't have to like all your chapters. You're probably not going to like them all, right? There were some that were just challenging AF. Number two, learning to appreciate them. For us, I just shared on a couple Good Morning Sunshines ago, and I don't want to go through it again. There's so much that we've learned over the last year, and there's so much more that we have to learn. And I know that this isn't completely going away. This will be a permanent part of our lives, and our lives will always have change, right? They will never be the same. But we have learned a lot as a family unit going through this, right? There are a lot of things that have developed from this adverse chapter of our life, and I can learn to respect and appreciate the progress from it. Maybe not appreciate the chapter itself, but the progress we've been able to make because of the chapter. The final thing here is acknowledging that while you can't control all the words that will go down on that chapter, there are many things that you can. So if you're in one of the dark ones, what are you doing to move yourself to the next page? Every single day, what are you doing to move yourself to the next page? If each and every day and moment is just challenging for you, what are you doing to move yourself to the next moment? And it might not even be what you're doing, but maybe you've called in people to help get you to that next piece, because you can't even muster up any energy to get there, but you're bringing in your squad, your community to do it, right? Maybe it's finally practicing those gratitudes on a regular basis, because when your world seems to be falling apart, all you can do is look around and say, man, I am still grateful for my coffee, right? I'm still grateful for the sound of rain. Like, it could just be something as simple as that. Your small actions will support you in getting through this chapter and on to the next. And if you're in one of the chapters of joy, if you're in a chapter of love and exploration and growth, which I hope we have so many more of those, right? That they're there in abundance, and the adverse ones are just small little snippets, right? They're not going to feel small, even if they're short. It's not going to feel small. It isn't. But if you're in one of those joyous ones, relish in that. Acknowledge that. So many of us are in such a beautiful chapter of our lives. Our family is healthy, right? We're not talking about chemo on a regular basis in our household. You guys, you have a roof over your head. You're able to pay your bills, right? Your family is fed. You're in a beautiful chapter, and if you're there, Sometimes we can, I don't know, we look away. We look at what other people have. We find ourselves wanting for or dreaming of or jealous, regarding, and that's not the space you want to be. Be in this joyous chapter and acknowledge that. And this is going to be a practice, so we commit to the end, like doing something, right? And this has been a very powerful practice with our I Am Journey women, and just in general, right? When I'm talking to someone, if you've ever written out your day before you have it, so like let's say every day of your life is one page, right? Before you even engage in that day, write it out. It's still morning, maybe when you're watching this, or write it out tomorrow morning. Today is going to be. I'll do mine, okay? Today is going to be an amazing day. We wake up peacefully and with love. We are calm and present, getting ready for chemo. We go into chemo today. Traffic is beautiful. We arrive. The nurses have everything ready. Witten's blood access, his port access goes smoothly with very few tears. They're able to pull the blood back just perfectly and get wonderful numbers. All of the medication is there. The doctors come in. We get to greet each other. We enjoy some food, watching a movie. My son gets to be there with us today, so he gets to interact with the full situation, and we just have a good, smooth, quick day at chemo. And then on the way home, traffic is wonderful. The weather is beautiful. We come home, the kids run through the sprinklers, they jump on the tramp, and we can just enjoy some laughter, good, healthy dinner, and go to bed with peace in our hearts. Look at that. I wrote out my day before it's even happened. Is it going to follow that exact nature? Maybe not, right? But it has been shown over and over again. When you do this, you start to bring things in. So you guys, I don't know what chapter you're in right now, but acknowledging that your life is a novel, right? And you have some control over it, and some things you don't. But that each and every one of those moments bring us something that we can grow from. As hard as that is to even say sometimes. Good morning, sunshines. We are headed to our 51st chemo session. I'm excited. Can you tell? Like I'm in a good mood today. I'm really, I'm just so thankful for where I am today versus where I was 1 year ago, and to be in this chapter of healing. My heart is so, it's just so happy and open and loving and receiving of everything that God's sending to me right in this moment. So I hope you guys can feel some of that. Good morning, sunshine, Deb. LCH Demolition Day, Dawn. We're doing it. I love you guys. Have a beautiful day. Remember, perspective reveals miracles. All right. Love you guys. Bye.